Are you making these SaaS product mistakes? Today, I want to talk about 4 common mistakes that SaaS companies often make at various stages of their company growth. Mistake number 1 is not focusing on an ideal customer profile, or ICP, ideal customer profile. When you're building a SaaS product, it's not unusual to start off thinking of a customer you have in mind, but oftentimes the ideal customer that's really well suited for your company is going to evolve as you better understand the requirements and you notice who's buying your product. And you want to cater to those that love your product and company. So when you are building out your feature set, you're building out your product roadmap, you always want to have your ideal customer profile in mind. Then the mistake often is having too many types of customers that you're trying to serve and serving none of them very well. That's a huge mistake. So over time, you want to converge on a single ideal customer profile, focus all of your resources, all of your R&D efforts to making that one type of customer very, very happy. So that's mistake number 1, not focusing on an ideal customer. Number 2, the second mistake is to not have differentiation in your product offerings from the get-go. Your product has to have a reason why customers would buy it. And most companies will say, our product is better than the competition. So if there's 100 products out there, they all say they're better, right? And that's very subjective, and it's hard to tell who's lying and who's not, right? And in truth, all companies feel like their product is better, but from a customer's point of view, it's very confusing. What's easier to sell, what's easier for a customer to believe is that our product is different. Okay, how is it different? That becomes really important. We provide all this technology, but we are a mobile-based platform where our product is meant to be used in the field. Okay, that could be very different depending on your industry. We are geared towards enterprise customers. So if you're under 1 billion in sales, we are not for you. Really at $1 billion plus, well, we are very well suited for that particular type of customer. Okay, again, depending on the field, that might be different. Oh, we only serve financial services companies rather than everyone else. That could be different. Oh, we only serve insurance companies within financial services. Oh, that's more specialized, right? So you want some point of differentiation for why a customer would buy, and it's easier to say that our product is different than everybody else. Here's how they're different. If you are more like X, you should buy from our competitors. If you're more like Y, you really should buy more from us because we are different and better suited for that. Right? A very simple, very easy to grasp message, and I've conveyed that point here in 30 seconds. You want to do the same in your marketplace. All right, mistake number 3 is over-investing R&D resources to make either users or buyers happy. The key is to have some level of balance. If you put all your R&D efforts into making users happy, but not the buyer, you'll get customers that use it to renew, but you won't get new customers. If you put all of your R&D efforts to deliver the features that buyers want, but you don't do anything for the users, because in some companies, the buyer of the software and the user are not the same people. Okay, keep in mind, especially as the companies get bigger. And if you only cater to the buyer, you will get the initial sale, but the users will rebel. They'll want to replace the software that you have and that you offer with someone else, right? So you won't get the renewal. You'll get a lot of churn. So one of the best metrics to look for equal balance in these 2 areas is lifetime customer value, right? It is very difficult to have a very high lifetime customer value unless you are satisfying buyers and users with good balance. So that's the key, balancing between those 2 different types of stakeholders in your product and R&D efforts. All right, number 4. The 4th mistake is focusing too late on incorporating the needs of sales, marketing, and customer retention in the product roadmap. People that are product oriented tend to think about users, which is fine, right? And there's a place for serving users because they are actually using the product. Makes sense. However, when you are a professionally run SaaS company, you're here to make the business work better. And part of having the business work better is getting more customers to notice the product, to buy the product, and to keep using the product after they use it. And so as a result, there are certain things that sales and marketing really need to promise in the marketplace to get the attention and to get people to engage with the sales and marketing team in order to consider looking at the product and ultimately buying it. So if there are certain promises that they need to make in the marketplace, but the product doesn't back up the promise, that's a problem. Similarly, you will have users, maybe the buyer, that needs certain things in order to keep using the product over the long haul, right? If you've only focused on users and what they need in the very beginning stages of using their product, and you ignore what they need to keep using it over the long haul, you're going to get a lot of customer churn issues. So the key point here is R&D has to serve many different stakeholders. Internally, that includes sales, marketing, and customer success, right? And to be very intentional about where you're investing your R&D dollars. If generating new sales from new customers is the constraint, you need to think about what does sales need to promise and say, and product needs to back up in order to get the new sale. If marketing has a very challenging time differentiating the company in the eyes of the marketplace, what does it need to be able to say that product needs to support in order to be differentiated out in the marketplace? So those are some important considerations as you develop your product features, your product roadmap, and your overall R&D strategy. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, add any comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks and have a great day.